Have you ever had an ex suddenly pop back into your life, only to realize they regret letting you go? You might think it's because of the way things ended, but here's the truth. It's not just about how much you loved them, it's about the power you wield when you stop needing them. When you stop chasing, when you start focusing on your own life and happiness, something shifts. You become the man she never forgot. In this video, I'm going to reveal why she'll regret losing you more than you ever imagined, and show you how Stoic principles can help you become that unforgettable man she'll wish she had kept. The power of self-worth. When a woman walks away from a relationship, it's easy to get caught up in wondering whether she'll regret it. But here's the deeper truth. She will regret losing you, but only if you maintain your self-worth and continue growing, regardless of her presence or absence. So many people struggle to move on from breakups because they tie their self-worth to the approval or affection of someone else. This is where the mistake lies. When your happiness, your value, and your sense of purpose are dependent on someone else, you end up losing yourself in the process. But when you learn to live as a man who is already whole, whether she's in your life or not, your absence becomes a reflection of your strength. As you grow emotionally, mentally, and physically, you begin to cultivate something that can't be ignored: emotional independence. You stop being the person who needs validation, and you start becoming the man who can stand on his own, without relying on external sources for fulfillment. She'll see that you are no longer defined by her, and that alone will make her wonder what she lost. You become someone whose value doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's opinion. This is where Stoicism becomes the ultimate tool in regaining control over your emotional state. When you embody this mindset, you shift the entire power dynamic, and suddenly, you're the one who holds the key to your own happiness, not her. 2. Finding power within. As Stoics, we understand that true power doesn't come from external approval or from what others think of us. It comes from within. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." What this means is that your emotional state, your sense of worth, and your peace of mind are not determined by the circumstances around you, including how others view you. In relationships, especially after a breakup or during a period of no contact, this wisdom becomes invaluable. When you stop seeking validation from her or from anyone else, and instead focus on your own personal growth and inner peace, something remarkable happens. You become more grounded, more self-assured, and magnetic. This shift from neediness to self-sufficiency doesn't just make you more attractive, it changes the very energy you bring to every interaction. Imagine being a man who no longer depends on her for happiness or emotional fulfillment. Instead, you're a man who has his own life, his own goals, and his own purpose. This newfound strength radiates from you. She'll begin to sense this emotional independence. She'll notice that you're no longer emotionally attached to the outcome of your interactions, whether with her or anyone else. And that's what will hit her the hardest. It's this very transformation from neediness to self-sufficiency that makes you unforgettable. When you no longer need her, but are still someone she genuinely respects and values, your presence in her life becomes meaningful in a way it couldn't have been before. And when she realizes that your life is already whole without her, she'll start to regret losing a man of such emotional strength and independence. This shift in mindset is exactly what Stoicism teaches us, and it's the key to regaining control in any relationship. 3. Why she'll regret losing you. When you're emotionally attached to someone, you're essentially handing over your emotional power. This attachment is often what makes us feel vulnerable and dependent on their affection or approval. But the moment you stop clinging to her validation or attention, you shift into a completely different mindset. You become a man who stands strong on his own, emotionally self-sufficient, not desperate for her approval. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, tells us, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." What he means is that true happiness doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. When you adopt this mindset, you start to live a life where your value is no longer tied to someone else's perception of you. You no longer seek out constant affirmation because you already know your worth. This detachment doesn't mean you're cold or indifferent. It means you've learned to be content with yourself, regardless of anyone's presence or absence. It's this sense of emotional independence that makes you incredibly attractive. Women, especially those who may have walked away from you, are drawn to men who are unshakable in their sense of self-worth. When she sees that you no longer depend on her to feel validated or fulfilled, she'll start to see you as a man who is emotionally resilient, secure, and powerful. And this is where the regret kicks in. She'll begin to realize that she lost someone who was not desperate for her approval, but rather someone who is already complete on his own. The very thing that once made you feel vulnerable, your emotional attachment, now becomes the reason why she's attracted to you. You've become a man of value in her eyes because she sees that you no longer need her to define your happiness. It's not about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about understanding the deeper truth that you are already enough. Your independence is your strength, and when she sees that you don't need her, that's when she'll truly regret losing you. The silent strength. Your absence will speak volumes. Here's something many men fail to realize. Your absence speaks louder than any text message or desperate attempt to win her back. Think about it. When you shift your focus away from trying to win her back and instead pour your energy into your own life, your career, your health, your passions, you begin to live a life that is complete without her. Your time and energy are invested in things that matter to you, and you start making progress toward your own personal goals, whether she's there or not. This is where your true strength lies. As you build your life independently, your absence becomes a testament to your emotional control, your resilience, and your ability to thrive without needing someone else to complete you. It forces her to look inward and ask herself, what did I really lose? She starts to realize that the man she lost wasn't someone who needed her to feel validated, loved, or fulfilled. The man she lost was whole on his own. He wasn't defined by her presence in his life, and that's something incredibly powerful. A man who has his own life, his own passions, and his own purpose becomes unforgettable because he is not dependent on anyone else for his happiness. His strength and independence radiate from him, and that's what makes his absence feel so significant. This is the real power, the silent strength that comes from living your life on your terms. When she sees that you've moved forward without her, it will spark a realization in her. The person she once took for granted was never just hers. He was his own man, and that's a hard truth to ignore. Your absence doesn't leave a void of emptiness. It leaves behind a reminder of the life you're living. It's this emotional distance, this growth, and this purpose-driven life that will have her regretting what she lost. Because she'll realize she didn't lose just a person. She lost the presence of someone whose strength and independence were things she could never replace. Now that you understand why she'll regret losing you and how detachment, self-worth, and living with purpose make you unforgettable, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where your absence made her regret walking away? How did you handle the shift in the dynamic between you two? Did she come back, or did you realize that you were better off without her? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and learn how you've applied this mindset to your own life. And if you found this Stoic wisdom helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights on building unshakable confidence, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. I'm here to help you master the art of attraction, emotional control, and personal growth so you can live the life you deserve. Thanks for watching.